For some time now, the latter has been terrorized by the combination of Boss and Gonzo Bonzo. One might say this dynamic duo has overstayed their welcome. But there may be a new hero on the horizon. Maybe not the one we asked for, but possibly the one we need. Now, this is a clip from a recent viewer game breakdown where one of my enterprising viewers happened to find someone else's game and they answered the terror that is the Boss Gonzo combination. We'll have to see if this actually makes a splash long term, but I thought it was interesting enough to break it out from the usual video so that people can see it. Now, of course, as we jump in, I have to let everybody know that I am part of the content affiliate program. That means that the Phobies team does, in fact, give me coffee for producing Phobies content. But let's get to it. Sir Phobies, 2022. Or 22, not 2022. 22. Excuse me. Forgive my slip of the tongue. New hero here. Similar to a couple games ago, we have new, well, the last 3 games, we've had new people submitting, although Alien Engineer is a known quantity in the Phobie community. New, I believe, to submitting games themselves. We've obviously looked at a number of Alien Engineer. We're here on Locker Room Funk. Potenzia here. I saw this game and thought it was interesting. It's not pinned. Might have fallen off the profile by the time this game gets reviewed. Anyways, Boss Gonzo getting obliterated by Furnace Face and Firkin. Okay, so it's Potenzia submitted the game, but it is not Potenzia's game. So shout out to Potenzia for catching a cool game. I know people obviously submit their own games, but that is an option. You can submit other people's games if you'd like in order to showcase something, because we're always looking for cool games. But as mentioned, we're going to be looking at a little Boss Gonzo action. The Terrible Monkey themselves has, in fact, shown up. Chat, do any Phobies have 5 fingers? Because I'm looking at Gonzo here, and Gonzo only has 4. And 4 toesies. Do any Phobies have 5 fingers? You know, I mentioned this in the Ask the Dev channels as a joke, chat, but both Winnie the Pooh and now Steamboat Willie are in public domain. So I asked them when we're going to get Phobies based on those 2 characters. And I think it would be hilarious. I mean, there was that, I didn't see it, but I assume it's terrible that, there's Boss, speaking of terrible. There was that terrible horror movie, like Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, I think it was. But there's the Firkin. There was there's an announced game called Winnie's Hole made by the Ring of Pain devs, which is a, like, pseudo deck builder that was, like, a horror deck builder. And then they're making this other game, since Winnie the Pooh was now in public domain. So it'll be interesting to see if we get anything like that ever from Phobies. I highly doubt we will. Phobies team has been creative enough that I don't think they need to take the low-hanging fruit there, but it would be kind of funny. So now we've got all 4 Phobies that are mentioned. Boss Gonzo and, of course, Furnace Face Firkin. Furnace Face with no fear, just walking up to the boom, but with Smokey Stokey. Like I said, Furnace Face wants the smoke. So we get an erratic as the answer. Firkin's unlikely to be able to handle erratic for obvious reasons. Quick pick there on boom. That feels kind of lazy by bad guy. We get a little repositioning here. Taking down the cowbell. Some free kills. Still on cooldown thanks to the earlier Firkin Unlucky Charm. I was going to say whatever the hell it's called, but in fact it's Unlucky Charm. Get the repositioning. There are some You're Fired options here, but of course this is not as good. You'll get both cats, but, like, here's the thing. It's these 3, and this is a damaged boss, and 1 Phobie. Probably. I mean, I guess you could split it a little bit smaller. But our hero here has 10 keys. And they are Underleveled, chat. Is Furnace Face the secret answer to boss that everybody's been ignoring? Is Furnace Face the answer? All right, so we do, in fact, get Clinico. I think many of us... Wait. What? They must have just ran out of time, because there's, like, no reason to not do this. I love the way Furnace Face moves, that it just drags its fat ass all over the place. I really love Furnace Face. I really want this Phobie, chat. I really want this Phobie. All right, things were... You could make an argument that they're evening out, but it's a 3-0 panic point advantage. And Bad Guy kind of... Wait, did they still not heal this thing? Chat, why are they not healing the boss? Like, the Clinico could have been off cooldown already. Well, not already, but it would be coming off cooldown soon. Why are they not healing the boss? Get a little muffin action, speaking of heals. Furnace. All right, so we do get the boss power down. Prevent the You're Fired. This is going to greatly reduce the chain damage from Erratic, plus the initial damage here. Chat, we're getting a sheep, and it actually doesn't seem insane. Chat, what year is this? 680 damage. Superhero Erratic here that I can't click on. Gotta click on the shadow. Only 680 damage. Thanks to Smokey Stokey. Yo, we want that smoke. I mean, you're gonna get cooked here anyway, but... Alright. There have now been minimum three questionable plays from Bad Guy here. The 2 whiffs on the heal. And then now, I think you're fired. Because the smoke doesn't reduce the damage from the fire. And it's going to, you know, like if, at the very least, this is now stuck in the fire. Or it has to retreat the other way. Like it has to run away from the fight. But you're going to get hit with the sheep here, which now the Clinico is more valuable. But the Clinico would have been off cooldown by now. I don't know. This is weird, chat. Isn't it on cooldown? What, the heal? They never used it, if that's what you're talking about, Kuro. I didn't see the comment, but... They never used the heal. This boss was never healed. At least I'm pretty sure it wasn't. We can go back and check, because I think this is the end of Bad Guy here, for the most part. Admittedly, there's a lot more turns, but... So our hero's down to also bringing out a Clinico. Are they going to use it? Oh, the boss ability. Oh, yes, you're right. You're right. It's still... Okay, so only 2 questionable plays. 2 questionable plays, because they got hit with Firkin. I thought it was back from Firkin, but I am incorrect. Hey, we get the Clinico heal. I didn't know it could do that. The puppy is out cold. Such a good girl. All right, the smoke is gone, but so is Erratic. Wasn't that like a bad sci-fi horror movie? It was like zombies versus robots, or was it a comic book? Like that's ringing a bell in my head. Chat, we've seen Akira's go down on this stream tonight. We're about to see Boss Gonzo go down on this stream tonight. But yeah, the earlier comment about Furnace Face and Honey Bear being anti-boss, we've seen, I mean, people have done it to me when I posted boss. They would just run Honey Bear out there, and it actually was on this map against, was it Alien Engineer? I think Alien Engineer did it to me. Yep, that boss is just never going to get your fired off. And honestly, on this map, it makes a lot of sense to do this combination or something similar because they kind of can't get away from it. No, like, you just can't avoid getting hit with Firkin. And then you couldn't kill a higher level attractor? Yeah, that happens sometimes. Boss, get cooked, buddy. You know, I don't hate this because it allows for the additional pressure. If they want to stick around to kill the corn, they're going to have to give stuff up. Or you can just Gonzo. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Popcorn, anyone? Wait, what? That can't be right. That can't possibly be the optimal play, right? I refuse to believe that that's the optimal play. I mean, at this point, it's certainly over. Gonzo is not taking down this team. Very well played. Very well played. This is a cool game. Showcasing some good ways to try and counteract one of the common terrors of the ladder. Unfortunately, the bad news is Furnace Face. Whoop. Furnace Face, yeah, that's an ultra rare. So that's going to present an issue for a lot of people with collection problems. But Honey Bear is a suitable replacement in most cases. I don't know if you need the Firkin if you're going to Honey Bear, but I get why you would still want both. You could still then, like, Firkin the Gonzo and then Honey Bear to avoid the you're fired instead. Whereas this, you can Firkin the boss, let them have Gonzo, and then Furnace Face to cut down the buff. Like, the buff still matters from Gonzo, but it's obviously not nearly as effective. So, definitely a cool strategy. Very cool.